Dude, I don't know what it is about, like, the gliding method, but it just feels so good to be able to fly by and just drop these enemies like it's nothing. Like, coming to the Galleon Plains and just working on, like, your shots and, like, finding out your accuracy and whatever else while you're gliding around, like, at these high speeds and just shooting them with these gauntlets, it really helps with, like, understanding the travel time and, like, you know, figuring out where enemies are going and being able to, like, actually accurately pinpoint where your shots are gonna land. Even, like, if I were to go and zip, let's say, like, over here and go up, I can, like, scoot around, do a little bit of a style on them, you know, it adds such a new feature to the game that, you know, it's all on your experience. Like, it's not necessarily, like, intended to be played that way, but, you know, it allows that extra versatility if people want to have, like, some fun styling in the game, doing, like, trick shots, whatever else, you know. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Awakened Toast here, and today, welcome to something a bit different on the channel. As some of you may know, we got a full-out, like, episodic series for Zenith VR, but what I actually want to do on the side of this is also create a bit of a tips and tricks for a lot of you guys, because altogether I've put around 300 hours in total on this game, if you include like the alphas and betas and also the launch time. So what we're going to be learning about in this video is how to glide faster within Zenith VR. To start things off, you're going to need to have sensitive gliding on. This is the #1 and most important factor to making this stuff work. So what we're going to be doing is opening up our menu, and right off the start, it may be a little bit overwhelming if you're a newer player to this, so just be warned, there are a lot of options, but the one that we're going to be diving into off the start is this little one with the dude with the VR headset on. So once you go and click this, you'll have all these locomotion settings and all that jazz, but what we're going to be working on is the gliding option. Most likely, if you just started the game, you're going to be on basic. But what you're going to want to do is work to sensitive. So once you just go and, like, let's say this is where you'd be at normally, you switch over to sensitive. And with sensitive gliding, the way this works is you want to think of your arms like plane wings. So if you want to kind of like dive down and get more speed, you just slightly tilt your hand forward. And then if you want to scoot up, you just barely tilt them up. And you want to keep it super, super smooth. Because the biggest thing is if you want to get that little dip and that scoop into it, it's all about easing into it, because if you go a little bit too sudden, you'll notice you kind of do this little stop in, like, midair, which, I mean, sometimes can be nice, because then you can just, like, laser some stuff while you're floating. But the #1 thing is keep stuff smooth and kind of scoop up. That's just, like, the basic to sensitive gliding, but what we're going to be working on today is literally going to like Mach 5 speeds, and this is the method that we call the ScooterBoop. You've probably heard about this a little bit if you hung around like the Armageddon guys or have met us in game, but the ScooterBoop is by far one of my favorite methods within this title. What you're going to want to do is put your hands forward, and then you're going to move just like your normal glide. With this arm, you're going to have that little tilt factor that we already learned, but with the right arm, you're going to want to go and jab in and out of the gliding zone. You can either do something that we like to call the swimming motion. You can also do seesaw. I've seen a lot of people do that one. There's also Flappy Bird, which that's like one of the OG gliding strats. And then we also got DJ table. So like if you just kind of have your little tilt with your left hand and then do like DJ table, that one works really well. But one of my favorite ones has to be the jab. So, you can start from any height. Most likely, if you are just starting the game, your jump is going to use a lot of stamina. Even for me right now, it uses like probably about, I don't know, about 10% of my bar each time I jump. But I'm currently at like tier 6 when it comes down to my stamina upgrades. But if you're a new player, you're going to be using like almost a quarter to like a third of your bar every time you jump. So you're probably going to want to climb up to like certain objects and glide off of them in order to make this method work super well. Also, another key factor to note during this is always hold your left analog forward, because while you're gliding, this is going to allow your character to be propelled forward each time you do your re-glide when you're doing this speed method. So in order to start this little ScooterBoop, we're just going to kind of walk into it. And like you can see, it's a bit of a slower start if you kind of walk, but you can already see the crazy building that we're already getting through this. This isn't as fast as like I can normally go, but this is just, you know, for demonstration purposes. If I really want to zip, literally the jump method is where you want to be. Because literally if you just jump into it, you get that initial momentum and you can just ride off of that. So I'll actually show you here in just a moment. That was just the regular glide, but this is the jump one. So if you normally jump, you can start flying, dude. You get some astronomical speeds when it comes to this, and it also allows you to climb up to other objects too. So obviously, like, you're not only just getting speed, but you're also getting elevation to other objects. Like if I literally wanted to fly up to that mountain, I could literally wait for my stamina to come up, and I would be able to fly to that tip of the mountain using the ScooterBoop method. So like I would be able to jump off the ground here, and I could just zip my way right up to the top of this thing with like ease. I literally still have like 25, or actually I shouldn't say 25, but like at least like 10% of my stamina left at the point, being able to climb from the ground with just a normal jump and the ScooterBoop, and you can get up to just crazy places with this. Also, not to mention, there is some other mechanics that are super nice with this too, because like if you're a blade master, you also have your dashes. So like in between, you could go and like shoot a dash and then go back to your ScooterBoop in order to like save your stamina. So there's like a ton of different ways to actually like, you know, add into the ScooterBoop, and like I guarantee you there's a ton of different methods that are very similar to this, but I feel like I found a very good momentum for them. Like prior to like the launch date, there used to be one where you could just really go like super speed with your right hand, but nowadays that just burns the crap out of your stamina. Honestly, your best case of action if you want to get good speed and good distance is you want to just kind of jump and just ease into it. Like you don't want to go at crazy speeds, or you don't want to go to crazy speeds with your right hand, because honestly it's just wasting stamina at that point. You'll be able to still zip around, just playing it like methodical and finding like the right rhythm to what you want to do. But before we end this video, I do want to add on about a little bit of the Essence Mage class. Right now I am rocking out the DPS. So if you're actually gliding into a ScooterBoop and you decide to pause in midair, you can actually cast attacks like you just saw, literally ScooterBooping past enemies and dropping spells on them. Like it's ultimately satisfying to be able just to like fly at like Mach 5 and drop these fools like it's nothing. You know what I mean? And especially even like late game, if you're going against like bosses, like this could actually prove very, very useful when you're trying to like do the world boss or even just like the mini bosses around the map. But the real stuff happens when you switch over to the support Essence Mage. So if we actually go to our Godstones quick, since I am on the DPS, I can switch over to the support Essence Mage here. Right? So now that I'm the support Essence Mage, and you can see all my legendary gear from my DPS here, I can actually go and switch over to my Godstones, okay? And at a certain level, which I think is the Ether Tunnel, I can't remember the exact level that you unlock this at, but whenever you get this ability, this thing is beast. So what it allows you to do is drop like a little portal effect like this, and if you walk over it for a small period of time, you will get a speed boost. So when you think about that, now I can walk and run a little bit faster. But now you have to add this into the fact of what does that do to ScooterBoop? So now you get this little extra boost, you run over that, and now you can ScooterBoop even faster than what you were doing before. And you can just zip. Like right now, I'm not even going to like the max speed that you can do. Like this is kind of like the light version of what you normally can do, but it is so freaking satisfying going like Mach 5 or Mach 10 past these enemies, man. Like it is just incredible, and it feels really good too, you know what I mean? So like let's just go and zip by again, and we can just fly through all these zones, looking at like all of the freaking area, observing everything, and even getting like over to these public events a lot easier. So I can just kind of like zip my way up, then I could drop a water ball on these dudes and get right back into the fight, which is so freaking efficient, just for like saving time and also just getting around the map and having fun with it, you know? Like I said, half the fun is like styling on these enemies. I found that just zipping by and dropping water balls or going for like gauntlet shots while you're flying by, it's a really, really cool feeling. Like for instance, if I just go and drop this, let's go and grab that, I can grab my gauntlets in midair and just boom, blasted them, you know? And you can just continuously go past enemies and just blast these guys while you're just flying at those crazy astronomical speeds. But yeah, honestly guys, I think that's gonna be it with this method. If you guys have any other ideas of like maybe other videos you want to see or other tips and tricks that you would want to see on the channel, be sure to let me know by dropping a comment down in the comment section below, because seriously, I would love to share some more things about the game if that's something you guys would like to see. Other than that guys, that's gonna be it for me. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and as always, keep it toasty my friends. Laters!